I mean, it's such a, I don't know about you, but I like hard things.
Right.
I like difficult things.
Got you.
And this is so hard to do. It's like,
somebody
it's a puzzle I never want to stop.
Somebody was going to hear what you just said. I was trying to think of something, but it was too much. That was when you said you like hard things. Somebody will say something.
Man, no, man.
Somebody will say
Take that clip. Don't take that clip.
We on our way to the Attic. There's a show tonight I got to do for Tony Cruz. It's called Problematic. And as you can see, I got one of my favorite people. Yeah, just people in general, man.
Aw.
People, Nick, he is. Honestly, bro, the very first time I actually just seen you was it was on Milo, at Milo.
Mm-hmm.
And this was my very first time even there, even hearing about it. I was probably maybe a week into doing comedy at the time. Mm-hmm. But when I got there, people was, you walked in, and the room, the energy shifted.
Really?
Yeah, the energy shifted. And I was like, who the fuck is this nigga? Why everybody it felt like they not tightened up, but it seemed like the comics that I knew were comics, they were they got more focused on what they had to do. It was weird. It was weird. And this is my first time at seeing you. Then when everybody started talking to you, I asked, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Larry or somebody. Something stupid.
The blind nigga. This nigga wasn't
there. So
what if he knew? Yeah,
right? So when they told me who you was, I was like, oh, okay, so he funny. They was telling me yeah, and then you went up, and I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. There's a certain air that people have in this scene, or the way they carry themselves in this scene, that people just pay attention. And you literally just have that natural ability for people to just pay attention to whatever the fuck you about to say or what you. So as I got to know you, actually the first, and I say that to say, when I first seen you, you have what you have on right the fuck now. What are you listening to? When I see you walking out, I said, this nigga autistic or something? Why this nigga got these fucking headphones on the whole entire time though? What do you be listening to when those? Are they just?
This is a leave me alone.
Yeah. Like people wear at work. They would do at work to keep people out of their cubicle. They'll throw some headphones on.
Sometimes I act like I'm talking to somebody. Give me a second.
Yeah, but that's the first thing I noticed was them fucking headphones. And then from then I was like, all right, I started to actually talk to you more, and I was like, oh man, this thing got way more in common than I actually even thought in the first place. Yeah. Just how you carry yourself, and then all the game you put me on, and as far as people and shit to stay out of and what to watch out for, all this stuff, and everything you said, regardless of what anybody think about you at any point in time, you was right on literally every single person, thing, place, all of that shit. So
I made the mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, but one thing I'm happy about our friendship is that I'm able to tell you what I did wrong, that you don't got to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you come into this is not a diss on Columbus. Any comedy community you come into, it's there's that shit, man. We have these egos and these narcissistic qualities, and especially these flyover states. We don't really know what the real business entails, requires. Right. LA and New York and shit like that. So people just be fighting over this minuscule, these minuscule things. And most of us are pretty mediocre in comedy anyway.
Yeah. But that's another thing too that I actually really respect about you is your humble approach to it. You are good enough, you are great enough at comedy to know that there's still more shit you gotta do and learn and all that shit. Yeah. But there's people here that been doing it for however long they've been doing it and think they got the shit figured out. Yeah. That energy is energy is crazy to me.
I mean, but you gotta have some of that to think that you're good enough to be on stage.
Yeah. But on stage though.
Yeah, you should turn it off.
Yeah, when you off stage, it's like, okay, you should be able to turn that off.
Yeah, because even fans will just learn to dislike you if you're an asshole.
Right.
If they find out that you're an asshole off stage.
Right. When did you start?
I started.
Did you start here or did you start? Because you're from
here.
Chicago, right?
Yeah, but I've been here for years.
Okay.
I started in 2019. I was on stage about 5 times at the end of 2019, and then COVID hit. And so nobody was on stage for like 6-8 months. But then that incited some entrepreneurial skill of mine where I was like, well, I got to create shows to get on stage. Right. And then a lot of bars weren't getting patrons, so they were willing to try comedy. You know what I mean? So that I was putting myself up. And I think that's what helped me a lot in the beginning, is that people would see me on flyers thinking that I was good, but I was just booking myself. You know what I mean?
I think we come from similar backgrounds. Did you always know you was funny, or did you just, what made you say, like, I'm about to get on this stage? Because enough trauma can make you feel like it can make comedy so much easier for people. And that's why I don't think people understand. Even the harshest environments that people may come from, they're more bred to, not really bred, but they're able to do this comedy way more effortless. Because I even tell some of the younger not comics, younger people that meet in comedy, that y'all just need experience. Y'all don't got experience. So it's going to be a lot of life experience. Like, you could be on that stage. There's some young niggas that have been doing, in this scene, that been doing comedy, I guess, for like 5 years and whatnot, and they're good, but they don't have real life experience. They're only like 20, 22, 23.
So they don't really got nothing to talk about.
They don't have nothing to talk about. So everything they talk about is more observational. It's like that, which is cool.
Yeah, and then they go for the shock shit.
Right. But because they don't have that experience to fall back on, to actually have a story to tell.
I got too much life experience. I haven't even really started. Actually, last week at Hashtag, I just started to tap into the storytelling.
Was that Alex Harshaw's show?
No, yeah, after that. Kyron.
Kyron. Got you.
Real. He had a storytelling show, and I didn't even know. I thought I wasn't on the show because he didn't put me on the flyer.
Right.
But I ran into him. He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna close it."
And just let you know how to
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just chilling, like in the back, like, let me think, man, like. And I had 10. I came up with like 10 new minutes.
On the spot.
On the spot, just talking about prison.
Right.
But even before prison and all of the deaths and tragedies I went through growing up here in Chicago, both, I was funny in elementary school. I used to, you remember the tables that go like this when you're done with them, and the seats is attached?
Lunch table.
The
seats be like blue, green,
orange.
Nigga.
Yeah. I used to hold court on that motherfucker. I ain't had no life experience then.
Right.
But niggas was like, I was just telling fake ass stories. Right. I was making shit up. And
they was dying.
He
was captain.
Yeah. Anybody who could hear me was paying attention.
Got you.
And then they'd be like, say it again, do it again. And I do it again. And that's when I learned you can't do the same joke twice in the same night. And that shit bombed like a motherfucker, man. But I was like a class clown.
Right.
It didn't matter. Life got dark as hell for me. Like, then I got to a point where all of this life experience I have was in a place where it wasn't cool to be funny. You know what I mean?
That was my very next question, because I come from a place as well where you didn't even, like, if you made music and rap, you couldn't tell. You wasn't about to tell people you was a rapper, or that you hooped, or that you're funny, you were a comedian.
You think you're going to the league?
Right. It's all that energy comes with our environment where it's not cool to be creative.
Tell a joke on 56 in Halstead in Chicago, nigga. See if you walk home with your pants on.
That's right. But that's the energy that young kids don't. They don't. Right. And I think where it's different now. Where now they can be more free to say these things. Like, I'm a comedian, or I'm a content creator. Right. Yeah, I agree.
I'm funnier than him, man. I'm funnier than you's a bitch.
Right. So at that time, you just knew, even up to 2019, what was that point that was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go do it.
No, this is what happened. Before I did any open mics, it was September or October 2019. October 2019. Yeah, October 2019. It was a festival down in Franklinton, Cloud City. It was called Cloud City.
Okay.
And I had been writing stand up. I don't know why, bro. January 2019, I was writing stand up, and it was horrible. It was, "Hi everybody, how's everybody doing?" And I was writing that. It was ridiculous. But my best friend Quasi Lowe, at the time, he knew that. He knew that. I had one joke, but that was good. But the rest of it was bullshit. And he was like, he knew that, so he signed me up at this comedy tent. There was a tent at Cloud City, and there was people doing comedy, and he signed me up. But the producer was like, he can't go up, because I don't know why he said no. But then when we went back to there, he signed me up behind my back. When we went back, I was like, "What's this?" And he was like, "Let's sit down." And he was like, I signed you up, but they said no.
Was it 5 minutes?
It was like probably 5 minutes or something, but I don't know. And then there's this dark-skinned, big chocolate head dude that was on the stage when we sat down. We know this dude, but I don't remember his name. He moved to Texas or something. He's HB's homeboy.
Okay.
And he was roasting me in the crowd. So I looked at the producer who said I couldn't go up. I was like, "Let me defend myself." He was like, "Go ahead." And so I go up to the stage, and the dude was trying to let me on, but I didn't know that you were supposed to go on the stage and let him come off. I was like, "Nah, nigga, you come off first, nigga."
Right.
I go up there on my own, like, and I did well. And then Jesse Pimpinella, who I didn't know at the time, was in the audience, and he was like, "You gotta keep doing this." He was like, "You gotta come to Shrunken."
Did he know that was your first time?
Yeah, he asked me.
Okay.
He's like, "Where you out of?" And I was like, "I'm out of nothing, nigga. I'm out of rehab, nigga."
Okay.
So that's how I found out there was a scene here. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that you could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You up for
that? Was God, man, because my daughter died in COVID.
Okay.
And had it not been for stand up,
you wouldn't have had an outlet for it.
I wouldn't have had an outlet.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think with a lot of the comedians that are young, that after some experience, like the dude, what's the one motherfucker's name? Josh.
Which one?
Ostroff.
Oh yeah, the weirdo.
Yeah. He has moments where he's like really funny, but he don't have any experience. Like, you can tell he don't have nothing to talk about. So it's a lot of like shock stuff. And once this nigga gets some pussy or like his feelings hurt or something, I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah, that'll catapult him. Or if he just sticks in it and stays on stage every day.
Yeah.
Whether he wants to go up or not, he'll learn so much more about the craft where his personality and voice is concerned.
Yeah.
That he'll learn what he really wants to say.
Right.
And that's how to say it. He's doing it already.
Yeah. That's that thing right there. When
you are too.
Where you trying to figure what you no, trying to figure what
how. You know how to say it already.
Yeah. But that's just from experience.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have picked this up like years ago when I was told that I could.
Somebody told you could?
Yeah, like friends used to tell me I could, like just because I was just always like making jokes or just like not serious about really anything. But 2 years ago, the year I started, I was like October of like 2023, whatever that year was. It started in October, but that May, I shot this TV show with Tony Rock, and after his show, when he was here, he went to after he performed at the Funny Bone, he asked me and my partner, my business partner, like, "Hey, because they have a relationship." He asked us if we wanted to go out to eat with him, and we was like, "Yeah, we'll go." So we went to the Cheesecake Factory, and after that we
you, Tony Rock, your partner.
Yeah, and he got some of the other the waitresses. He took a couple of the waitresses too.
From the Funny Bone?
Yeah, from the Funny Bone, and he took his openers. So we were just all in there, and right after it was when we was about to leave, he wanted to go out to a club or something. Tony wanted to, so we drove to another club. But right before we left, he told me, like, "LaRon, you need to be on stage. You need to get on stage." And that was in May. That was in Labor Day weekend. No, Memorial Day weekend. I didn't get on stage till October. because I would come to the attic.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to these little Mark Faison.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me a list of places to go during the week, and I would go to these places. I would pull up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd be like, I ain't doing this dumbass shit. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I did that like 5 times throughout the summer, all the way up to October, and then on October, I just was like, you know what? I'm just go ahead and do it. And I had just got divorced and all that shit, so.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah. So it was like I was looking for some type of outlet.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something
man.
to talk.
Divorces will help you in stand-up.
Yeah.
And having a new girlfriend will kill you in stand-up.
Wait, why? Why you say that?
It depends on the dynamic.
Okay.
But most of the time, a man, we feel this necessity to be chivalrous and supportive and strong.
Got you.
So your woman becomes your priority, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, like, if you're in your head enough as a comic, it's too much as a boyfriend. Because she'll say something like whatever, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the most ridiculous thing ever, but you're thinking about it as a comic.
Gotcha.
And not as a supportive, fucking hubby.
Yeah, that's what me and, actually, that first episode, me and Tyson was talking about dating comics, and we didn't get that deep into it.
If you date another comic, the great thing about it is never do it. But the great thing about that is that she'll maybe understand, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You said never do it, though.
Never do it. The one time I did it, I really, really loved that girl. But,
The comic?
Yeah. But and she was supportive. She's like, oh no, you not fucking with me, and you got a show to go do.
Right.
But then if it crumbles, if it happens not to work, I don't know. Maybe if you don't care about it, it's okay. But,
Right.
but if it hurts your feelings, and you got to see,
You got to see her every night. Yeah.
You be on stage like. I mean, I really love the art more than anything in my life. So that's first and foremost for me. But a lot of people, men and women, are doing this because it's sexy.
Oh, to what? Like to get attention?
Yeah, I call them pussy comics. It's
You
comic.
did tell me about this before. You told me don't. That's one of the first things. Not first thing, but one of the first things we ever talked about. You told me don't be a pussy
Yeah, don't
comic.
do that. Because if you see that you can get action from being on stage, you don't need to be good.
True.
You just need to be good to get up there.
Right,
and I've seen guys do that. I won't call no names out. Pinat Patel. He was like, he would come in and he'd be like, he wouldn't even be on the list. And he sees some chicks in the front row and he's like, oh, put me up. And then he'd be like, I'm so single.
Nah, that's funny as hell.
And then he come off stage like, can I get you guys a drink? Like, that it creates a ceiling for yourself. I had a chick in comedy try to put a baby on me.
Oh, word.
Mm-hmm.
A chick in comedy, like a.
Oh yeah, you want the podcast to be juicy?
like an actual comic, or a fan in the comedy.
Nah, she was like a comedy producer.
Oh.
Yeah.
And told you that the baby was yours.
Yeah, man.
Did you get a test or anything, or you just knew she was lying?
I didn't think she was trustworthy.
Gotcha.
And also, like, this was in a very damaged time in my life, especially where parenthood is concerned.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, I can't. I don't even know if I would be able to have anything to do with that kid without fucking that kid up.
Right. Because you're grieving and all that.
Yeah, I would be too weird. I don't know what I would do. That's the thing. Like, when I had a kid, when I meant to have a kid,
right,
I knew what to do. It was scary.
How old was she?
Oh, I don't know. I barely knew her name. That's what I'm saying.
No, your daughter, nigga.
Oh, 15. She died when she was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, this chick, producer chick.
Look
at his nose!
Would you want another one?
Slavi! See him look?
Yeah,
I know him. I grew up over here. This used to be the projects, Greenbrier.
Is that Afrocentric?
Yep.
This is not in my jurisdiction. I did not fuck around out here.
Percocet, my nigga?
Nah, I'm cool. This nigga crazy.
Antibiotic?
Yeah, man.
Lidocaine?
Are them all different? Nigga, why you got all them fucking drugs on you?
I think it's funny.
How do you keep yourself out of the bullshit? Like, there's been a lot of bullshit going on in this comedy scene, and it's stuff that you already like pretty much pre-warned me about, that this is how this shit it really get here. But how do you keep your keep out of it? Like, not have an opinion or just ignore it without like even being entertained by it. Because I'm entertained by the fuckery. Like, I'm just entertained by it because I know it'll never be me. People say never, it'll never be me.
I'm not entertained by it. I can't not be entertained by it. I see it like everybody else. And I like psychiatry, so it's interesting to see the cognitive dissonance that people have and the lack of self-awareness that people have. I love watching that part of it. I don't take that back. And staying out of the drama in terms of my own self being inserted in things is just be keeping your nose clean, man. If I say something about somebody, I already said it to that person.
Yeah.
I don't just be running around talking about anybody. I don't do the online shit at all.
Right.
I don't even, when I've had some magnificent wins that I've never talked about publicly, like on social media or whatever. But then the thing about the journey is that once you start to get ahead, once you start to have some success,
right,
it's the spot that people hate you for. It's not even
you. Or what they assume you're doing or have.
Yeah, it's them saying, oh, why ain't it me?
Gotcha.
It's them being like, oh, I'm as good as that, or I'm as whatever, and it's so they're projecting what they don't have, or they're saying to themselves that they don't have to get better. They just have to defile the person who's ahead of where they want to be. I've had motherfuckers call me and say, hey man, everything you doing, I want to do. And that doesn't sound quite like a compliment.
It doesn't sound like a compliment at all.
Wait a minute, what's that? It's like it sounds like the chick that killed Selena.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how it starts.
So if you see it as that, then you maybe don't take it as personal, and you don't feel like you got to fight about it, or even respond.
Or respond to it.
I don't respond. It came up to a point where I had to tell 4 different people individually, like, look, man, we were cool, we are cool, but we're not friends.
Right.
And I won't never speak bad on you. You sell tickets, you're a funny person, I'll vouch for you, but we not homies, you know what I mean? Because that's disrespecting yourself.
Right. If you don't have that boundary or draw them lines for yourself.
Yeah.
Because every day that line get pushed further and further and further before you know it, you don't even recognize who you are because you let so much dumb shit slide.
Some of these cats is crazy enough to like tell you that they supporting you in your face.
Yeah.
And then literally like go say horrible things.